Hey, KD, how you doing?
Good.
Good. All right. This is your third Olympics, and as the vet of the team, I'd like to know from your perspective, how has the field evolved from your first games to now? And as a team, what adaptations should this team make as a result as you progress this time?
I don't think the field has changed at all. I mean, the same players have been playing the last two Olympics, still playing for the country now.
All right.
And our adjustments was just make more shots. We got the best talent in the world on the team. It's a matter, it's a make or miss game that dictates a lot of what you do out there. So just be more efficient in making our shots and we're in good shape.
All right. Thanks.
Chris Milholland, go ahead, and then we'll go to Brian Mahoney.
Hey, what's up, Kevin? Hope all is well, man. When you look at the loss against France, do you chalk that more up to being a make or miss game, like you mentioned, or like a little bit of chemistry? And then the second part of that is like, can you just talk about some of the challenges that you faced with adjusting to the physicality over there?
I wouldn't. Chemistry is great. I said chemistry is good. We still got good shots. We got each other good shots. It's just the fact that we didn't make them. I think that first half, plenty of times we were up 7-8, and bench like, yo, make a couple more of them shots, we could easily be up. And that's from moving the basketball, trying to find out. And I think we did that all night. It's just a matter of getting them. What was the second question?
With adjusting to the physicality over there, what are some of the challenges that you faced?
To be honest, I think we were more physical than France. I mean, we had more fouls than them. We got a lot of fouls off the ball, meaning that we were trying to get in the bodies. So I wouldn't say we were adjusting to the physicality. I think we have to be smarter when it comes to that because they are calling the games tighter.
Thanks, man.
Brian Mahoney, you're up, and next will be Tim Reynolds.
Hey, Kevin. Obviously, every time you had been here, you played for the same coach. I want to now, under Coach Pop, is there anything that stands out that's like, oh, this is different, this is an interesting way to do it? Or on the floor for you personally, after 30-something games with one guy, is it an adjustment to kind of know exactly what you're supposed to do after only 4 or 5 games with a new coach?
And I think obviously those coaches have different philosophies on how they want to approach the game. But at the end of the day, basketball, you have players here that played on every stage. The highest level of basketball against the best players in the world. So terminology might be different, but at the end of the day, it's all the same.
Tim Reynolds, go ahead, and then we'll go to Andy with Tab Deportes.
Thanks, Craig. Hi, Kevin. I think there's 7 of you guys on this team that were the leading scorers on your teams at home this season. There's a lot of alphas, obviously, in your room. Can it work when everybody is an alpha, or does like a natural leader in this group have to emerge as well? Like, does there have to be one in this group?
No, I mean, every time I've been in this experience, the alpha leader, I mean, that stuff changes from game to game. Guys get hot, different guys, made leaders in scoring, rebounding, and assisting. Only doing it as a collective. I think we've always been there with the team. Nobody's coming looking at themselves as quote unquote leader of the team. I mean, everybody chips in, brings what they bring, for the most part. But no, I mean, I feel like you got 12 guys. You're not going to play 40 minutes. Guys are rarely going to get 20 shots. When it's the fact that, like I said, we got to make shots. I think going forward, I like our chance.
Thank you.
Andy, go ahead, and then we'll go to Joe Verdun.
Hi, Kevin. Hope you're well. Given you're one of the veterans of this team and you won in 2012, 2016, what can you say about the internationalization of the game? Has it changed at all? And what would it mean to win with the level of competitiveness slowly rising, perhaps culminating in this year being even stronger than perhaps even other years? Or do you feel maybe it hasn't changed?
It hasn't. I mean, like I said, the same guys that played for the national team the last two Olympics are still on their team. You know what I'm saying? It's a make or miss game. And a lot of teams are extending their games out to the 3-point line where they got 4 or 5 shooters out there. And that's just the way the game is going. So the game is down 12, 14 points when you got shooters all around the court. The 3-pointer is key in our game. And you see 1 or 2 go down, that could change the momentum of the game. So I think that's a bigger factor more so than like competition, getting better or closing the gap on talent. I just think that, these teams stretching the floor out, knocking down shots, playing fast. And that keeps any team, basketball team, especially when you're not knocking down yours. So it's more a strategy scheme thing, more so the gap in talent.
Thank you, Kevin.
Joe, you're up, and then we'll go to Rafi.
Hey, Kevin. I'm following up on what Tim had asked, and then also a couple others. And where we're coming from is, I mean, you have you and Dame and a bunch of other scorers in this team, and you scored 76. And then in their last Team USA iteration, that you weren't there, but they're capable scorers, and they averaged like 86 points a game. And all that is dramatically under where previous Team USA teams had scored, including your last two. And so I think we're trying to figure out, why that is and what needs to happen. And you seem to make it sound like you guys just need to make more shots. But is there any sense of, between you and Dame and some of the other alpha scorers, that there has to be a discussion of who needs to fill what role?
No, I don't think so. We know how to play with each other. We know how to make the right pass, and nobody here is expecting to lead the team in shot attempts. And we know we got guys that can catch and shoot the basketball. We got guys that can do that, play off the ball. This is just really about us driving, kicking, getting to the paint, kicking out to the 3-point line, and knocking down shots. Guys being aggressive when they have the ball. We need to come in. Number 1 score, number 2 option, number 3 option. I think given night, anybody can do so. We got guys that play off of each other. So it's about making the right play and not going to shoot no shots with confidence. Trust one another to do so. Teams that I played on, let's say the last 2 might have had 30, and I might have 20. Russell might have 15. Brian might have so. Given night is different. We unpredictable. We got some great players. Nobody came in and said we're going to start the game off just giving the ball to Kobe, me, and Brian. So guys that have high IQ, and whatever's presented to us, we adapt. So like I said, we knocked down these shots, wide open shots that we created for each other. First half, I felt last night would have been a 15. Zach was talking about that on the way to the locker room. We're in great shape. We just got to shoot those shots with confidence.
Rafi, go ahead, and then we'll go to Josh Coyne.
This is Rafi with nothing but that sports talk. I just want to ask you, what are some of the stuff that you guys worked on in practice as far as late game executions and preventing teams from hanging around?
We focused on us in practice, ran through our offensive sets. That's one thing we've been doing a lot in practice, working on our sets and working on play calls that we want out there. Getting our rhythm, shooting the basketball, individual guys getting their individual work in, and going over scout stuff like that. But I don't sense any panic amongst our coaching staff. Um, you know, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Josh, go ahead, and we'll go to Tyler Boronsky.
Hey Kevin, it's Josh Coyne of Double Clutch UK. In previous Olympic Games, you've been part of the kind of social aspect that seemingly was huge for the Team USA camp, especially from what I saw in London 2012. You've obviously got a job to do, and that obviously takes high priority. But how has the social side of things been with the restrictions in place?
What you mean?
Basically, it seems to be like it was a massive part from what we were seeing. Team USA were really bonding across the different sports teams. And that was when we lived in a much freer world, of course. So with these restrictions in place, how's it been?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely go out and support other Team USA members. We'll watch them in their respective sports, but restrictions don't allow us to do that. That was the fun part about the last few Olympics is that we can go out as a group and support, other athletes and watch other sports that we probably would never get a chance to watch and take in the whole Olympic experience. But being somewhat of a bubble, we can't do that. And, but as far as socially bonding, hanging out with guys, much together, all 12 of us, every day, all day in the hotel, bus, practice. So that makes up for those moments. We love to go out and support fellow athletes.
Thanks. Good luck.
All right, we got time for two more questions. We'll go to Tyler, and then Brian Lewis will close things out.
Hey, Kevin. To see Drew, Chris, Devin still follow through with their commitment of playing on this team to play right away against France, knowing how exhausted they must have been. I mean, you know firsthand what it's like coming off of finals, what that feeling is. How does that change how you look at them even more now?
I mean, I always expected those guys. Second, I started competing against them in the league. Always supported everything, no matter what team you're on, no matter what record of those teams, book and really playing in the playoffs before. But I always thought he was a championship level player. I mean, champions are how you approach your craft every single day. He's one of those guys that is about perfecting his craft. Same, and now you start to see team success come along with those guys. So, what they did was, to me, it felt like that's just who they are. I always had a high level of respect for all three of those guys, no matter if the finals run or not. But to see them come out and play and not really complain about anything, be excited to be here, it just seems to learn that those guys are amazing talent, amazing teammates, and really, really love the game. So it's great being around.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you. We'll close things out. Go ahead, Brian Lewis.
All right, Kevin. With players of your caliber, and this is more of a Nets question, but with players of your caliber and James's caliber and Kyrie's caliber, I mean, obviously the contracts are what the contracts are. So, I mean, when you guys are deciding about re-upping or whether you would extend or when you would extend, I mean, what kind of factors would go into that decision?
That's not even a question. I'll forget with like the environment. First of all, you enjoy playing the game. That's the most important thing. I think we all three enjoy playing with each other. But that's a personal thing. Each guy is different, and I'm sure when that time is right, we'll all make the right decision for ourselves.
For you, then, personally, I should say, then, to be specific, like what kind of factors for you specifically? Not to ask you to speak for James and Kyrie, then.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do that. I mean, just being in a great environment, being around teammates that enjoy the game, keep growing individually. That's the thing. How we growing individually. We can definitely come together as a team. Time is right, but I enjoy seeing my teammates get better. I enjoy getting better. An environment that encourages that every day. And that's environments for each and every one of us to continue to grow our games, perfect our crafts. So,
Kevin.